Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. So here's what followed me home from the auction. A Huffy girl's bicycle and this Baja Warrior mini bike. They kind of came as a pair, and my partner actually won them in the auction. I didn't think I was buying them, and then he called me up and said, guess what? You won them. So here we are. Started out with the first thing, which is putting air in the tires. To me, if a bike, all-terrain vehicle, quad, ATC, whatever you want to call it, does not roll, you're kind of in your first batch of trouble. So now that the tires have air in it, question number 2, where are we with the oil? Either the oil is super clean or there's none in it. Unfortunately, there is none in it. So given that I'm not really going to keep this oil in here, I just want to top it off. I'm just putting in it what I kind of have floating around. This funnel, by the way, came with a generator I bought. It is beyond great. I use it all the time. Just happens to have all the right angles, so the oil actually goes in instead of spilling all over the place. While I'm talking and spinning things here, let me tell you. So this bike, I had the initial feeling it could be bought for 75, 50 or 75. It's a great deal. More than that, you're putting too much into it. So that's what I said before I bought it, and Charlie bought it for me, and he paid $90 with the tax, because you have to pay sales tax. It was $95. So for 95 bucks, so far I'm relatively happy. I filled it with oil. It's not pouring on the floor yet. That's a positive, and it looks like the tires held air. Let's keep going. Now that it's up on all 2, I think it has some compression there, so I think we're going to try to start it just quickly. Let's take a look at the gas tank, see what kind of trouble we're in. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. So it probably should be rinsed out before it's put into use. I think what I'm going to do is, oh shoot, somebody put a 7/16 on there. This has been kiddified. Kiddies got to this. So anyway, I'm going to get the air cleaner off, drop the ball in the carburetor, give it a quick rinse out, pull that spark plug, see if I have a spark. And who knows, maybe it'll start up. The air cleaner is off, and from the markings on it, right, see that, oops, 2005 right there. I guess this was made something like May of 2005, which makes it 14 years old, I guess. Just turned 14. Happy birthday. Air cleaner's obviously off. Here's the throttle cable, and it still works, but it's stiff. It's not returning. That little spring right here probably isn't enough. But before I get too much into it, I think I'm going to take this apart and lubricate it up. So it's a pair of Phillips screws. This comes off, and you try to get as much oil down into this cable as possible, work it back and forth, and with a little luck, maybe this cable, this whole throttle thing will come back. Normally also, if there's breaks in the plastic, I also oil that area up, because where there's breaks in the plastic, typically you get corrosion, and that slows the cable movement between the jacket and the cable. I oiled up the throttle and added the spring to it, so it's better. but far from perfect. Right. And those of us who have been on a wild ride, you don't want the throttle to stick wide open and have it take you for the ride of its life. Anyway, I pulled the plug, and that's what it looks like. Looks like, if I had to guess, it's still, where am I here? LD. I think that's the original spark plug. So this rig might not have that many miles on it. So I cleaned up the plug, and hopefully I can show you its spark. Yeah, I think I got it. So I dropped kind of the filter bowl or the settling bowl as the gas comes in, and I dropped the bowl for the carburetor. They both looked real clean. I slipped the hose off. Hopefully I'm showing it to you right there on the end of my finger. And I'm just going to put a little extension hose on that and trickle some gas in. Just clean these off quickly, put it back together again, and we're going to get to see if she starts. So I trickled some gas into the carburetor, put the bulbs back on. I don't know if the choke's on or off. It's hard to tell by what they tell you. Let me set up the camera here, see if I'm showing you anything. Now my experience with these things is, let's put the choke in the middle and give it a little hoot starting fluid, because I don't know which way is which. Make sure the throttle is off, the chain's off so it won't take off. The off wire is broken. One's gotta like that. Not only does it run, it sounds pretty good. We know which way is off. Really not smoking. I like it. So, this is my $90 2005 Baja Warrior project. I have those two seats I bought last week at the car show up in Rhinebeck. I'll see if I can't put one of those on here. Believe it or not, I have one of those fake gas tanks from another project sitting on the shelf. I could theoretically put that on here. I can straighten the fenders. So far, the tires have had air in them for a couple of hours and they have not gone flat. I'm thinking for 95 bucks with tax, I did pretty good. Especially considering it's the older model, being a 2005. I'm sure you guys will let me know what you think. I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.